Hi, this is Tom, and in this video we're actually going to do a few things, and they're all designed to get us more accustomed to using our new number e. So I have it from our last video up above here. This is the decimal approximation of e, and I don't know why that period just turned yellow. That's alright. What I'd like to first do is write the decimal approximation of e raised to the pi times the square root of 2. So all three numbers are irrational. This is not something that you would do by hand. This is meant to be done in a calculator. So I'm going to write it how you should type it. Also, you're going to need your calculator at this time. If you have like the TI-84, that's the ideal calculator. The one calculator that I know of that I would discourage you from using is the iPhone calculator. The one that comes with your basic iPhone. You can confuse it on the homework problems that you will be seeing in this lesson. So that's my warning. But let's say we're going to use a real calculator, or a better calculator. I guess it's still a real calculator. So here's what you would do. You'd need to type your E button, and the calculators have one. Then you're going to need to tell it to put it in the exponent. And then because there's two numbers, because there's pi and there's the square root of 2, you need to do this. You need to have a parenthesis to tell the calculator that both numbers are in the exponent. So then you have a pi button, so you'll type pi. Then you're going to type a square root and then a 2. And then you're going to need to get a parenthesis outside of the square root of 2, and then you can press, if you have a TI-84, you're then going to press your enter key, or some other calculators you'll just see an equal button. Either of those work. So I'm going to show you. I use this program, or this app called Good Grapher. So let's go take a look, and we'll use Good Grapher to approximate e raised to the pi times the square root of 2. So here's my Good Grapher. I bought the Pro version. I think it was like $5 or $6, but I'm not quite sure. So here we go. Let's find the E button. So here I have an E button, so I'm going to type E. Here's my exponent button, parenthesis. Now I need to find my pi button. Oh, there it is, right below the E. A square root button down here. Now notice in a calculator that it often gives the square root in a parenthesis. So you're going to need you're going to type your 2, and then you're going to need two parentheses. This first right parenthesis finishes the square root. The second parenthesis will finish the exponent. And just to show you that if you don't have the proper syntax, you'll get an error, I'm going to press equals now and show you how it won't accept your input because you're missing another right parenthesis. So here we go. Here's the error. See, it needs another parenthesis, so we put the parenthesis there. I press equals, and there it is, 85.0196522. Wow, that's a long one. So let's see if we can copy that. And then I'm going to put that back into our notes here. Equals. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh well. So let's do this. This is going to be, no. Okay. So what I'm going to have then is, I wish it would, it doesn't transfer. 85.019, and then what else was it? I forgot already. 69522. 69522. And actually, it even continues out and it never stops. So I want to make a mistake. Let's make a mistake. And I want you to see why. Let's try this in our calculators. Let's type E raised to the pi square root of 2. Now I'm already telling you a mistake, but it's going to give us a real value. And the question is why? Why are these different? So let's try this. So we're going to try this one now. Let me go back to my good grapher. And let's try e raised to the pi times, and I don't even need to put the time symbol. We'll just put square root 2 and press go. And it worked. It's the same number. There's no way. I have to admit that actually surprised me. So let's take a look. In this good grapher, it knows that if you put those pi and square root of 2, that they're both in the exponent. But most calculators won't. So this time, let's try it again. Let's type e raised to the pi times the square root of 2. And notice now that we get 32.72588.136. I'm just going to write 32.73 here. 32.73. And so you need to be careful that when you learn your calculator and exactly how it would respond. And so I actually have a TI-84 here, and just to try it, let's make the same mistake, and we'll see what it does here. I'll report to you. So unfortunately, I'm doing this off screen. Yeah, and so if you have the newer one, it will work. If you have an older one, you're going to need the parentheses. So practice with your calculator so that you can get both answers, or both numbers, and understand why that is the case. Okay, let's move on. Here's what I want to try next. We're going to try some applied problems. So I wrote them down here. Let me bring them up. So I'll take this first one. Let's move it up to where we're working. Okay, and let's go over this. It says $2,000 is invested at 6% compounded continuously for 18 years. Find the amount after 18 years. And then it has a second problem that says $20,000 will be needed to pay for a child's college in 18 years. How much should be initially invested? All right, let's try both of these. So the formula is this. The formula is the amount you're going to need equals the principal times e raised to the interest rate times t, where t is time in years. Just like we talked about in compound interest, is time in years. All right. So for this first problem, we'll just label this one 1 and this one is 2. So for number 1, what we do is the amount we're going to end with after 18 years is going to be the principal, that's 2,000, times e raised to the interest rate. The interest rate is 0.06, the 6%, and the time is 18 years. So let's put that in our calculators here. Grapher. So we're going to go 2,000 times e raised to the, and I'm going to put these in parentheses just to be sure, 0.06 times 18, parentheses, equals. So after 18 years, we'll have $5,889.36. So make sure I can remember that. $5,889.36. Okay. So let's go back, and the answer is $5,889.36. Notice if you're talking about money, just take it to the nearest penny. There's no need to go further. Now, part 2 changes the problem. The problem is not now how much will we have in the end. We already know that. That's $20,000. The question is how much should we start with? Well, that's P. That's what we're going to have to figure out. But we know E, we know the interest rate is still 0.06. 0.06, and the time is still 18 years. So this time we're going to do this all at once, and we'll use our calculators, but I'm going to divide both sides. We'll do this extra step, we'll do it in orange. I'm going to divide both sides by e raised to the 0.06 times 18. And if I could get a decimal approximation for e raised to the 0.06 times 18, but it's actually just as easy to work with the problem this way. And I'll show you how we do this. So now P is going to equal the 20,000 divided by e raised to the 0.06 times 18. Okay, so now let's put that all in our calculators. Let's put that all in the calculator. So here's how we would do that. You'd type 20,000 divided by, and we need all of that in our denominator. So to be safe, I'm going to put parentheses. Then I'm going to type e raised to the, then we're going to have parentheses again, parentheses, 0.06 times 18. Now we're going to need a right parenthesis for the exponent and then another right parenthesis to match the first one to keep all of this number in the denominator. And then I can press equals, and there it is. I would need an initial investment of $6,791.91. So over 3 times larger of an investment. So let's see, let's write that down. 67. So we're going to need, this would be an initial investment of $6,791.91. All right, that's how we can put e into our calculators, and it's also how we can use it to calculate the growth of money compounded continuously. So we're going to stop there, and in the next video we'll look at one more way to use e. Thanks for watching.